Well, the December 3rd meeting of the Vernon Township Board to order. First up, be the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up is approval of the minutes from
November 19th.
November 19th, 2025.
I make the motion we approve the November 19th, 2025 minutes as presented.
I second it. Most been made and seconded. We approve the Vernon Township Board meeting minutes as presented from November the 19th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same. Carried. Next up is additional appropriation.
Sure. We are putting forth in front of you tonight, a resolution for an additional appropriation. This appropriation, is for the poor relief, the direct relief fund. We anticipate, have anticipated that the requests for this year were much larger, than they have been in previous years. And so, we are requesting an additional $9,000 to be appropriated in the poor relief fund, in order to make sure that that fund does not go negative.
And in front of you is just the Vernon Township assistance from 2019 to 2025. Just so you can see the trends of how how the numbers are running. And the comparative. So we have not obviously yet finished out 2025. But we're looking at last year $59,099. And this year so far $93,592. And you can see the difference in
What's left in their balance of their budget? Is it hard to?
We were basically running right on the edge of, I think when Michael and I discussed this back on November 17th or something like that, we were running right on the edge of having, exhausted all of the monies. So we feel like this is an appropriate amount of money, based on the requests that we've had. And I've done some calculation, to determine, what I think will be required based on how much we have given out over the last average of several months. So
What's 43 under temporary shelter?
that was back in 2023, and that was when we had the veterans whose roof was collapsing, and we had to put them up in a hotel for a month and before the VA and the state stepped in.
but that was at 43 requests. I'm a little confused about the number in that column.
Yeah, it's actually 43 nights.
Oops.
I asked about that also.
I was like, I'm confused about that. Okay.
Want me to make a motion?
Would you like me to read the resolution? You're already read it,
Everybody's got
then
it.
can accept it as stated.
I make the motion that we accept additional appropriation resolution 2025-12-3A as presented.
Second.
Supposed to have been made, they found the additional appropriation resolution 2025-12-8-A. No dash on the A. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Carries 3-0. You want that on there or you want to write it on?
No, go ahead.
No, we'll just make it. Next up is 2026 EMS fee request for stage.
Yes, you have before you the request for this year's EMS fees, and on the second page is a comparison from 25 to 26, and then the categories where there is an increase. Most of the increases in the categories are minimal, with the exception of ALS 2, and there's a decrease of $1,000 in that category, and that's where we will be using that category to charge for our whole blood program. We get these fees from our recommendations from our MedBill, who is our billing provider. They compare us to agencies in our area comparable to us to make sure that we're comparable to them, that we're not above and beyond what they're charging or below and what they're charging. So these are their recommendations. We've reviewed them and we recommended them to the territory board, who did approve to move them on to this group or this board for your approval for 2026.
What is ECF?
Yeah, it is the, you wouldn't have asked me, I could have told you. It's the assisted living facilities when we go there, have to assist them.
Need a motion to accept this.
Extended care facility. Thank you.
Yeah.
Extended care facility or assisted living facility.
They were there tonight when I came.
We've been there twice with it at the same time tonight.
Yeah.
One was from my mother-in-law.
Was it?
Oh,
Those,
That is in the hospital with her now.
so those charges are when we get called there to assist them. We've been doing this for a while. I know there's a lot of news out there right now about how a lot of departments are charging for this. We've been doing it for a while when we have to go there to help them just lift a patient up because they don't have the staff on site. That's what that charge is for. When we have to charge, or when we transport somebody, that will be within our normal billing fees. So
well, it costs money to drive over there,
Yeah.
and wear and tear.
there was a point in time, and that's why we implemented it, that we were going over there quite a bit because they did not have staff on site. And we were just literally going over there to pick somebody up. And it did help curtail that a little bit.
Make the motion that we accept the 2026 fee schedule for EMS.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. We approve the 2026 EMF fee schedule as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Carried 3-0.
And these will be added to the website.
I will send him an email tomorrow and ask him to have it there January 1.
Okay.
Next up, the salary resolution.
You want to do?
I'll talk about the township.
Okay, I'll do the fire department first. So you have, the resolution has both the township and the fire department. On the front page is the fire department. What we did, we built a budget at the beginning of the year based on a 4% raise. And that's what these numbers reflect, is a 4% raise for each position. The top four are salaried positions, no overtime, and then once you get to the battalion chief, that's why it shows an hourly rate all the way down. And also what it would work out to annually. Again, these are four. We did add this year $1,000 to the medic pay, raising it from 5,000 to 6,000. And we raised the holiday pay from $50 to $75, and we built in officer write-out pay. And what that is that when a firefighter who is qualified has been through a certain level of training, signed off on by myself and the training chief to write out as a company officer, because one of the lieutenant's off or the battalion chief is off, they will be paid an additional $50 just for that shift to fill that role, because they are taking on additional responsibility. And then the back page is council salaries.
So the back is just basically a revision or a emphasis of what the budget is presented as. So that's the proposed salary for the trustee. The deputy trustee is just, I'm on the front as the director of administration. This is the additional responsibilities as the deputy trustee. The administrative professional, that's currently Jenny's position, and the township board.
The township board, we did look at other boards, and we had substantially increased the township board because of the fire territory. And as we looked, it's more than the others, but what you do is more than the others in the county.
We
And-
got this last year though, didn't we?
Yes. I just want to make sure, and David, you weren't here when we did that, and so I just want to make sure you know, like if somebody would ask why it's higher, it's because you got additional duties that the other township boards don't have.
So you ready to make this motion, Dave?
I'll make the motion that we accept the 2026 resolution salaries of township officers and employees as presented.
I second.
Motion been made and seconded. We approve the 2026 resolution of salaries for township officers and employees. This resolution number is 2025-12-3B. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed the same. Resolution carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is trustee bond increase to 300,000.
We met with our insurance rep, is that Monday, Tuesday?
It's Monday.
And as we were reviewing all of our coverages, it was noted that we are required by law to increase it based on our budget now. So she is bringing back a bond that is appropriate to match our budget based on state statute. So it's just advising you that the bond meets the requirements of the statute. Next item is the conflict of interest. And this is for you to fill out if you had any conflicts of interest throughout the year. So if you owned a rental property that we provided township assistance to, if we worked with a vendor with whom you had an ownership percentage in, if there was something that would be a conflict of interest. We just have to disclose it. Tim did fill his out and then just wrote none. So,
For this past year? Or
yes,
the coming year?
for this coming year.
Okay.
Or excuse me, for this.
This year,
For this
currently
year.
for 2025.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just to say that over this past year, if you have had any conflict of interest, that we have to advise the state that we are aware and that everybody else is aware that there's a conflict of interest.
So is there, we put none at one spot, or we have to go through each line?
No, for contracts, please complete section 3, just write none. And you can just write your name on it.
Just pick none on section 3.
Yes.
The back page, you gotta sign it, and print it, email, and blood type, eye color.
Fingerprint blood. Mhm.
I hate filling stuff out. It's gotten worse.
And then Stacy, I know you're collecting the payroll information
Yes.
from each.
I've
board
got,
member.
after the meeting, if you'll come back to my office, I have everybody's current direct deposit information. I want to ensure it's correct since we're going to be giving you, remitting your payroll on the next payroll. So, which is 2 weeks from Friday.
Property management.
Last payroll of the year. It's crazy.
We received, and I think I mentioned this at the last meeting, that we have now received we've now received 2 appraisals that do confirm the value of the Jacoby property at the 50K selling price. And now that we have received those, we have requested the purchase agreement. And I actually received that today from Jeff. And Stacy is working with him on identifying a title company and a surveyor so that we can move forward and identifying the process to get a plat. Miss anything on that? Also under property management is the purchase of the Taylor series, and just because of the value of it, we wanted to make sure and advise you of it. Chief, do you want to?
Yeah, I brought a packet with me. This is what we've purchased. It's the training simulator. I'll pass this around. It's gonna allow our crews to do a lot of different fire suppression functional skills here on the property. They'll be able to do roof ventilation, forcible entry, but what we call bailout from second story windows. God forbid that would ever happen, but and as trustee may allude to, it's $68,000. We had the money in this year's operating budget to purchase it. The territory board approved it. But I will pass this around. That has some pictures on it. So. Thank you.
And this is what you had out in.
Yeah,
the
we had it
parking lot?
here a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see it or not, but we'll have our own. Now, that one belonged to the state and it's shared throughout the state, so we can get it every now and then. This way we'll have our own, be able to practice on it weekly, monthly, daily, if they want to. So, and the goal is that once the building is built in the back, we will move that into it and have it inside.
Is it purchased then? Did you all go ahead and get it?
Yeah, we've put the commitment down for it. It's a 3 to 5 month build. So it won't arrive until 2026, but we have signed the agreement. Yeah.
Okay.
Next up is new business, 2026 meeting schedule.
So everybody should have a copy of the proposed meeting schedule. Do note that the January and February meetings are earlier because of state requirements for our organizational meeting, which is the first Tuesday of the month. And the second meeting so that we can get our annual report in on time and have time if there are any issues with it. For the rest of the year, we have tried to keep as much as possible to the third Wednesday. With, I think, the only other exception being in October, because of budget adoption requirements. After you've reviewed, we will need a vote on the meeting schedule.
I make the motion that we accept the 2026 Vernon Township meeting schedule as presented.
I second it.
Motion's been made, the second that we approve the 2026 meeting schedule as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, the same. Motion carries 3-0.
We should just point out that the Fire Territory Board has voted to move to the fourth Monday of each month at 9 a.m. So a big shift there in terms of their meeting time. And we are waiting on a date for the Vernon Township Building Corporation meeting in May. They are required to have an annual meeting each year. For the year in review, which I have tried to create a township year in review every year that we present with the annual plan. And I'm going to attempt to do it earlier this year. We'll see if that works. But it's going to be a matrix by the numbers, and it is going to play out very much in line with what we did here with township assistance, and really lay out the comparison of in each area by the numbers, what we have done since 2019 to 2025. So we can start to see trending and really also look at things since after COVID to look at the analysis since then. And just look at our trends. And I will work with the chief on making sure that we incorporate, we don't want to duplicate what he's putting together, but we want to pull out the key items for our analysis. And then under other, if everyone would just write on your schedule, there will be a ITA, Indiana Township Association Day at the State House. It is tentatively identified for Thursday, January 26th. If you are able to attend, I think it's probably going to be important this year. And did anybody else have new business?
We're just going to.
I will talk about that under old business.
No, you have that available to be able to put up on the screen.
Yep.
We finally arrived at a new township logo. So. It's over there, Mary Beth, on the other screen.
Yeah, I see it.
We're over there.
So we felt like it kind of represented the agriculture, the history of agriculture in the area, and that the buildings on the right are kind of represent Main Street, both Main Street McCordsville and Main Street Fortville, and obviously the water tower is this kind of a representation. And then the leaves on the sides to represent the community garden. So took a lot of iterations to get there.
So agriculture, the water towers, I think, very iconic. The new buildings, the garden, but in a format that we can use. And our old logo is problematic in terms of trying to create the artwork for it. It's problematic. There's a reason why it was free. Old business. The Casa bags, as you can see, thank you so much to Stacy and her daughter Addie for inventorying and collecting and working together with the high school students from the Honor Society to get them all packed. They were very good. They did a great job.
Yeah, though it was Monday night, after it had started snowing quite heavily, we had, I think, 7 volunteers here besides Flora and myself, and it was all students that ended up coming and helping us. So it was, and they were quick.
They were
So they were great.
very efficient, very efficient. So Saturday is the Casa holiday party. We have partnered with the other townships and with the firefighters union. I believe Greenfield Fire Department is going to send their apparatus since it's at the Thrive Center in Greenfield. And we will be supporting from here and bringing the bags down and have support also. So anyway, it's a great program that everybody helps with. We also have a holiday tree in the alley. We do not, I should emphasize, both of these projects are funded by donations. They are not funded by taxpayer money. And they are just things that we do to work with the community to try and support good things that are happening here. So our tree, the $250 cost was donated. And then the last thing I've got is the next meeting is January 6th at 6:30 and oh no, it's not the last thing. The last thing on old business is you've got a letter here from Aaron Flick and just laying out the total number of individuals that they have served. Just a reminder that we did increase their contract due to the very substantial growth that they had in supporting the community this year. And so we just wanted to make sure that everybody sees the report. They are very, very good about sending us monthly reports and keeping us up to date. They're really incredible partners, and I'm so glad that we contracted with them over these past few years. They've been phenomenal. They did use our funds to bring their meat rations back up to the same level that they had been. They had to drop the amount of meat that they were giving each family. And they did have enough to add a few additional items. So we think really, really important. And I thank all of you for supporting that. Any questions on farm?
Glad they're done. Be glad you guys ain't doing it here.
There's no way. There's no way we could and it would take everything for us to support this type of effort. And you look at the sheer number of volunteers that they've got and the partnership that they put into place with gleaners and the infrastructure that they've had to build in terms of refrigeration units and a transport vehicle and all that shelving. And this is not big. This space is not big enough. So we would have had to have built something, and they're running into issues that they're going to have to build something to sustain.
Where are they located?
At Fortville Christian Church.
Okay.
Oh, and I should mention, I am going to be putting out a notice. They are looking for volunteers at the end of the month to help their short volunteers. And so I will be putting out a call if anybody is interested in going over and helping, it's the last Tuesday of the month. So I'll be sending out a notice here
I
shortly.
was gonna ask you if you could ask Erin how many volunteers she had. I was thinking about that when you were,
I know they have well over 100 now.
Any old business?
I have new business.
Or new business?
I have business. Are we at the end?
Yep.
I have decided I don't want to live where I live anymore, and I've looked everywhere in Vernon Township for a suitable place that's within my budget and was not able to find one. I've decided to lease a place in Greenfield. I'm going to be moving to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a yard, fenced in, privacy fence yard, and get out of the old folks home. So unfortunately, I have to give up I didn't want to, abandon my post, I was committed to following through on my commitment, but there's just no way I could find a place.
Well, we are happy for you to find a place that meets your needs, but sad that
Thanks.
this would be that, but I'm sure there's gonna be other connections. Do you know when you're moving?
My lease I've signed the lease, but I take possession this Friday. But
Okay.
my lease at my current place is through the end of the month, so I don't really have to get everything out all at once, but.
Okay, so have you been advised of the process?
I assume I needed to email you a letter and the clerk's office, take one to them. I just notified Holly Lawson as well.
So-
Beyond that, I don't know.
So then that's for, once you submit the letter, then they have 30 days for a caucus.
Yeah,
So, okay.
yeah, that's what Holly was saying. She didn't tie it to the date that I submit the letter. She tied it to the date that I was not going to be at the property. I need to figure that out because I don't want them to have to do a caucus around Christmas or, close to the first of the year even,
Okay,
so,
okay. Mary Beth, you probably know more than, and Tim, you probably know more than I know on that front of how that works.
no, we'll let the election office handle that.
yeah, so,
And Holly,
I-
she's the one that sets up the caucus.
yeah,
So-
but I've enjoyed my time here and learned a lot and have much respect for all of you and the way everything's ran and community's much better off because of you guys.
Mhm.
Thank you. Well, thank you for making the community better by serving.
Thank you.
It's a lot we ask of everyone just to serve. And so when people step up and they take the time to run
Yeah,
and they take the time to come to the meetings and they take the time to want to learn,
yeah,
that's incredible. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm better for it, that's for sure.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks.
The only other thing I got is, we thought the cemetery was closed at McCordsville, full. Did you walk through it?
I did. I actually went out for the burial. And I can tell you that, and I think I sent pictures to everybody. Thankfully, everything was fine.
Yeah,
And they were nowhere near the others. And it did work out. It did work out well. It was extraordinarily cold. I felt very sorry for the family because it was brutal that day.
It wasn't that bad. I was there.
Oh, I thought it was really cold. Maybe I'm
Wet.
I'm a wimp.
But there is 3 more open ones there now. Send the headstones. Danny Vale, his wife Cheryl, and his sister,
Mhm.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Their headstones are there, and I talked to Danny and he said, yeah, we got 3 grave sites here. And I thought, did your dad give these to you? Yeah. So when I talked to Don, it was just him and Velma, but he gave 3 of the sites Their headstone is still there. I mean, they're there.
Their headstones are there.
Yeah,
Okay,
but him and his wife are gonna be cremated.
okay.
So that makes everything a little bit easier.
Okay.
I don't know about the sister, but
I wish there were records that like,
I knew I was just gonna burst your bubble when I told you this tonight.
and every year I think everything's going to be, I hope they live beyond my term.
But then he walked me over and showed me the headstones, and I know they definitely got his name, his wife's name, and his sister's name on it.
Okay. Well, we'd have to go through the same process of reopening it if they would decide.
Well, I don't know if it's the same or not, but my in-laws were cremated, but then they buried the ashes
At those spots.
at the headstone or with the headstone. I don't know if
That's
it's,
what he plans on doing.
yeah, so I don't.
They
know
said
if
they
it's
don't
the same
allow a barrel, he's just going, they've instructed somebody just to go out there and sprinkle them on top of the ground, so.
No, they actually dug and put them in a little small vault. So,
We
I
were
said,
just,
well, maybe it'll be after my time, Daddy. I just wanted to pre-warn you.
oh, thank you.
How many people can go through this at a time for training?
we can test it when we get it.
It's not, I mean, it's not that big, but I just,
It's to simulate what we would
Yeah.
actually do on a structure fire. So I mean, you're probably 2 to 4.
There were some pictures. Where's the pictures?
that's all right. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, where they were, because they had it. I mean, you can simulate victims inside inside it and stuff, so. I don't know how many people were in it while they were doing that, but
Is it reconfigurable or something, or?
Mhm.
Pretty neat.
That being said, we'll adjourn the meeting at 7:07.
Good job.